Most people think the Israel-Palestine conflict is confusing because it's complicated. That's not actually why. It feels confusing because people start the story in different places, and whichever starting point you choose quietly decides who you think is right. Some people start in 1948, some start in 1967, some start in biblical times, others start with modern terrorism or modern military power. But conflicts don't come from single moments. They come from layers. So instead of asking who's right, this video asks a different question. Where did this actually begin? And why does that origin still matter? For centuries, the land we're talking about wasn't a country at all. It was a province, a region, a crossroads. Empires ruled it. Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans. People lived there with overlapping identities: religious, local, tribal. A Jewish family might live next to a Muslim family. A Christian town might exist under Islamic rule. Power came from empire, not nationality. That matters, because the conflict didn't begin with ancient hatred. It began with a modern idea. In the 19th century, nationalism spread across Europe and beyond. The idea was radical at the time. People with shared identity should govern themselves. This idea created modern countries, but it also created modern conflicts. For Jewish people, nationalism collided with centuries of persecution, pogroms, expulsions, discrimination that never fully stopped. So a movement emerged, Zionism, not originally about domination but survival. The belief was simple. If Jews had a homeland, they could never again be dependent on the tolerance of others. At the same time, Arab communities were already living on this land, farming it, building cities, raising families. They didn't see empty land. They saw home. Then the Ottoman Empire collapsed after World War I. Britain took control of the region, and this is where the fuse was lit. Britain promised Jewish leaders support for a homeland. Britain also promised Arab leaders independence. Both promises were real. Both were incompatible. After World War II, the Holocaust changed everything. 6 million Jews murdered. The world felt guilt, urgency, fear, and pressure to act quickly. So in 1947, the United Nations proposed partition. 2 states, 1 land. On paper, it looked like compromise. In reality, it ignored geography, economic interdependence, and deep mutual fear. War followed almost immediately. Israel declared independence. Arab states invaded. Borders shifted. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced. Jewish communities across the Middle East also fled or were expelled. Each side walked away with trauma, and a story explaining why the other side was responsible. Those stories hardened. Over decades, wars, intifadas, settlements, blockades, and terrorism layered new pain on top of old pain. So today, when people argue online, they're not debating facts. They're defending narratives that began at different points in time. One side starts with survival, the other starts with displacement. And until people understand that this conflict is about clashing origins, not just current events, the arguments will never end. Understanding this doesn't tell you what to believe, but it does tell you why shouting hasn't worked. If you want more explanations like this, not to tell you what to think, but to show you how the world got here, follow Origin Stories.